Hi guys, a warm welcome to you to this amazing 7-week masterclass. This is week 4. I want to share with you maybe the most important key to ignite miracles in your life, especially if you're in the most difficult moment of your whole life, which happened to me around Christmas Eve 2021. My wife dropped me off at the hospital, not knowing whether she would ever see me again. She was like coughing like crazy and very ill herself with COVID-19. But when I went into the hospital and they began to work on me, they just were shocked at the condition of my lungs and my chest. They actually said it's finished. And a professor stormed into my bedroom one time and said, you know what, we've got 1 single hour to save your life. You're going to have to take any amount of 7 high dose drugs from Oxford University. And if they work, fine. But if you don't, you're finished. She handed me a huge wad of notes with all the symptoms, all the terrible things that could go wrong with every single drug. And they said, by law, we have to read these to you. And I said, I burst out laughing. I said, I accept that and I honor that, but by law, I don't have to listen. And so your plan is to start reading. I have a better plan, because I have learned that the number one key to major miracles is rest. There's a brilliant line in Exodus 14:14 that says, God will fight the battles for you. All you need to do is rest. So I said to the consultant, you start reading. Here's my plan. I'm going to have a most amazing rest for 30 minutes. Then you bring me a mug of tea and 2 slices of burnt toast, and I'll be right as rain. I knew people were praying for me, and all kinds of good things were taking place. But the key is this: rest is where miracles show up. When you're running around striving and stressing and trying to work it yourself, God just waits till you're done. And so I know so many people who go so many sunny holidays, so many 1,000 steps a day, so many 8 hours sleep a night, and yet their body may get some rest and their mind. But Jesus never mentioned that. He says, when he came, cast your burdens upon me and I'll give you rest for your souls. How many people know how to enter into soul rest? But if you can cultivate this key, this skill, this art every day, when anxiety knocks your door, when disappointments knock your door, and even when you're told you're going to die in 1 hour, if you can develop the skill of stepping back into God's rest, then you create a space for God to enter and produce tremendous miracles. So what does soul rest look like? Soul rest is very close to the word trust. It's literally when you let go of all your efforts, all your striving, all your fears, all your angers. You let go of all your reasoning of how you're going to work it out, and you put yourself 100% into the hands and the trust of the living God. We used to have an old saying back in the day, let go and let God. But it's a powerful, powerful igniter of major, major miracles. And when I woke up from that rest, and I'd finished the 7 days of experimental drugs, and they did nothing for me. I still could only get 1 single deep breath if I was lucky and walk 5 steps. And in that moment, I stepped back in my rest, and I got this download. And you might think this is crazy. I did too before as a believer. but I got this download from God. He said, call this person a nurse in America. She is the answer for you. When I called her, I said, I hear there's a rumor of a video that can cure you in 10 minutes. She said, I have the video in my pocket. Nikki Bruning from the land of Guyana sent me that video. I went on my knees and practiced it in 10 minutes. My lungs opened. I completely ejected all of COVID, and I went from one struggling breath to 50 deep breaths, 300 steps. And in that moment, what gave me faith was my son Aaron was at the top of the mountain praying from a place of rest, and he playing an amazing song called Breakthrough. And in that moment, breakthrough came. The consultant didn't believe me. He said, I'm going to test your bloods because you're talking nonsense. And he tested my bloods and basically just about kicked me out of the hospital because you have the bloods of a 19-year-old. And I said, that's because I've just turned 70 and I've 30 years at the top of my game left in me. So I want to encourage you guys never to give up, no matter what the diagnosis is, whatever the circumstance you are, how big the giant Goliath you're facing. If you will step back and put your whole total rest in the living God, and then watch him fight the battles for you, tremendous miracles like you've never known before will begin to kick in. Have a great week, guys. God bless you. Thanks. Bye.